Hello, people. We are back. A2TP podcast, episode 274. As I just was reminded, glad to be here. Hope y'all glad to be here. It is your boy, International Walt, sitting with
your girl Tosh, the co-host is with the mostest. I just gotta tell y'all, right? He writes me a note every time before the show. Like, I have hundreds of love notes that he writes me, and I keep them all. So obviously, like, y'all can see all these, and this is not even all of them, but obviously he ran out of note paper, right? Because I got a note, and but it's on the back of the post-it pad, like, letting me know, like, but this side is
might not be no note next week.
So it kind of caught me off guard. I usually read it before, the show starts, and I'm running, I'm like, I could see it, like, what is this? Oh, okay.
End of the road.
It'll do.
End of the road. We back for another episode. We glad to be here. Hope y'all glad to be here. Let's get right to the show. How are you doing? How you be?
I am doing good today. I'm doing good. No complaints. Well, let me start. Mentally, I'm a 9. I'm good. I feel good. I'm grateful. Heart full of gratitude. Finances is 8. Thank you, God, for your blessings. Thank you, for just keeping us. So we're extremely grateful and allowing us to be a blessing to others. Work is a 9. Work is good. This was a good week. Work is good. Physically, you keep laughing at my job. What is wrong with you?
It's so funny. I'll be like, sometimes, like, absent-minded, and I'm like, oh, work is good. I think of myself. Bitch, ain't no goddamn job.
I do have a job.
This ain't got no goddamn job.
Physically, I'm an 8.5, I'll say.
Physically?
Yeah.
A little broken down.
My knees hurt. Like, I have very thin knee skin. Like, I was one of those kids that got a couple bumps and bruises. You know how they say you ain't had a good childhood if you don't got no scars on your knees. I definitely have scars on my knees. I remember having scabs. I remember one time, my worst scab I ever had, I think, was on my elbow. I fell or did something. It was bad. I felt like my scab was, it was like long and thick. Yep. So I had some bumps and bruises, but I was a girl. I wasn't like a tomboy. My knee skin, and I take care of my skin, so I'm soft. It ain't all thick and crusty.
Brittle ass knees.
And being in the gym, I had to lead up to where this going, like, you on your knees.
She been like, he got her on her knees all the time. Like, she just over there blowing like a motherfucker.
No.
That ain't it.
Being
Not
in
all
the
the
gym
time.
today, we were doing a couple workouts that were really, really great, like full body workouts, or like core strength training workouts on your knees, and
some 45-year-old knees.
My knees, and he thought like, oh, what's wrong? I'm like, babe, my knees hurt.
In the gym, I thought you was capping. When we left, I didn't.
Yeah.
But in the gym, in the moment, I'm like, this fucking girl.
And I came home, got in the shower, washed clean, and I had to come show her my knees are bright red. Like, it didn't take no time. Yeah, they burned a little bit when the water hit them, but I don't think it's like abrasions. I don't know why they're so red, because I don't think it's like cuts, like a rug burn. I think it was just the pressure of being on them. I don't know. I'm 45.
I think it's abrasions.
From the carpet.
Yeah.
But I had pants on, but I wasn't on the carpet. I was on that mat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So it might have just been the pressure.
I think it's just the pressure. And like, again, I can rub them and the skin don't hurt, but it feel like a little poofy. Like, I think they're gonna be a little bit swollen. That's why I'm gonna elevate them when
I'll rub some cream on.
Thank you. So that's why I'm an 8.5. My knees is like, girl, what are you doing? Get up.
That's a low number to feel so good. It's like 8.5. What happened? Oh, your knees.
Yeah. Other than that, I feel great. But my knees is like, girl, and we've been really like getting our walks in. But we haven't like been to the gym in a while. but we've been working out outside. So that was just like a wake up call. But it didn't take long. Like literally, it took about 15 minutes, and I one exercise I had to stand up. Like sometimes I was like, where's the modification to this? Because this ain't working for me.
The last two you was like, I can't do. You was gonna get up all cockeyed.
I was trying to figure out how to do the same thing, but standing up.
You can't.
Well, that's why I got down there and did it, but it was a struggle. It was a struggle because it was like, and then I didn't want to mess my form, like what we were doing. I didn't want to hurt my back or nothing, mess my form up because my knees hurting and I can't concentrate. So that's why I'm like trying to block out the fact my knees hurting, my hips was feeling tight, and just like do it. So that, like, focus on doing it right so that I don't hurt myself or throw the damn kettlebell through the window.
I want you to be, don't get me wrong. I know you always taper yourself and think you can't do something. So I push you a little bit. So I kind of know, like, all right, I don't want to push her to the point where
But you be thinking I'm BSing sometimes.
But I know you. So it's like, I don't want to push her to the point where she might cry or hurt herself because she do have issues with her back. So I don't want you to be doing it wrong and slip your back out. Now you land on the floor like, call somebody. Or like, how am I going to get to the car? Like, I can't fucking move. I done locked up. I'm in traction. Like, I don't know what that is, but I heard it hurts and you stay like that for a while.
Yeah, it was just trying to find the right position so that my knees are like, I was just thinking to myself, just give me 90 seconds to get through this.
Wouldn't that be something? Like, we went to the gym like 3 o'clock. We didn't leave till like 7:30. Wow, Tasha was in traction. Like,
or God forbid you gotta call. If somebody is hurt, you call the people that you need to call. But somebody gotta call the ambulance. And they put me on one of them hard boards, and everybody looking while we
strap
walking.
Your neck down and shit.
I don't want to go back. I would not go back because everybody gonna be like, "Oh, you okay?" Like, I don't want the pity face. I'm not. I would go in there.
I would be going to the other place because I would feel embarrassed.
Yes.
Every time I go there, I'm like, "How was your wife?"
Oh,
like, God, she's fucking fine, dude. Jesus Christ, she's fucking fine.
How are you?
I'm good. I feel good.
You look
had a good day. I hope so. I hope I don't look bad.
You smell good.
Mentally, I feel like a 9. Don't know yet. You got me all thrown off with that shit in my ear, talking about I taste good and all that. Like, let the people know what you saying in my ear. I'm trying to give y'all my breakdown on my. No, I didn't do her like that. Mentally, I feel like a 9. What's next? Finances, I feel like a 9. Work's a 10. Yeah, work's a 10. Work's all good. And physically, I feel like a 10. I had great workouts Monday, Tuesday, and I had great workouts all week. So yeah, I had great workouts all week. So yeah, I feel good and sharp mentally, all that. Got the fucking shingles off my ass. I know y'all watched last week. I had the shingles. I got them off my ass. The shingles.
Still gotta, make sure.
Yeah, the
shingala from the Latin word shingale.
Yeah, the shingale tried to take me out from the Latin word shingale. But yeah, I took my last bit of medication a couple days ago, and I'm straight. So just waiting to go get a haircut and get my hair done and all that shit. Snap back a little bit, but they tried to take me out.
I was gonna say, and I do believe you had a mild case, but I think your symptoms were unexpected in the sense of the malaise that came over you, because initially we were more concerned about what was visible, but then I think
knowing what comes with it, kind of like that long COVID shit.
Yeah, like the nerve pain. His scalp was irritated,
tender, not irritated. That shit was tender to the point like just touching it hurt.
Well, it's your nerves, so yeah. And then you were very lethargic. I told you I could see it in your face.
Yeah. I felt it though. I felt it even when we went on our walks. I felt like I can do this, but man, I could also sit the fuck down right now. Yeah. Like I'm just not like you feel sleepy, but I'm just like okay with just chilling. Yeah. But I knew like
your body was fighting too. Yeah. Your body is fighting a virus that's attacking your nerves.
But I'm just thankful to God that, like I said, I'm a man. I'm going to go to the doctors. I'm going to see what's wrong with me when something's wrong. I also just always thinking on that happened before. Like, yeah, I'm telling you, it happened before with
And you
my
just
ear.
didn't know.
Yeah, and it was, to me, I'm thinking it tried to come before,
Mm.
but it went away. Like, what's up with that? Because again, my ear was hurting. I was like, damn, I got a little rash behind my ear, and 2 days it went away. No more ear pain,
Well,
no more
once you,
rash, nothing like that.
she did say it could reoccur.
Mhm.
So yeah. What your wiles and woes for this week?
Wow. What happened this week? What happened this week? Nothing happened this week.
Well, you was fighting the shingala.
Yeah, my wows, I got over the shingala. So yeah, from the Latin word shingale. I had the chicken pox. I never had shingles. I'm getting up there in age. I hope. Oh, and another part of my wow is that my wife didn't catch it. So I know she was worried about it, kind of taking care of me, but also distancing herself. Every morning she give me kisses on the right side of my neck, which, you know, that's where I broke out at. But she started giving me kisses on the left side and shit like that, making me feel a little ostracized. But you know, I'm happy that she didn't get it, because it would have been bad for her. It would have been worse for her. So that's a wow for me. Well, don't have no woes other than I had shingles.
Let me just tell you this. It made me think about this.
Why are you reading without glasses?
Because
you do this. I don't like when you do this.
Okay, well, I don't have it right now, so just bear with me. Because I thought this, but I wasn't sure, and as you were talking, again, we said it was a mild case, but Bell's palsy, you know, like you ever see.
And Vita had that. One side of your face drooped for a couple of weeks or so, a couple of days.
Okay, yeah, but it's Bell's palsy and shingles are related through varicella zoster virus.
Mm-hmm.
So both of them. So I'm happy that you know, you didn't develop that.
Being as though like it tried to come and then went away.
Yeah, and just again, you had a mild. Like some people who've had shingles. I mean, you again, as the nurse practitioner explained, it happens on one side of your body, so it can be either.
Yeah.
Right, but it can happen anywhere, like on your back, your side. Yours being on your face, I'm happy. Your face, your neck, your ear, your scalp. I'm happy.
It wasn't on my face.
We would have thought you was having a stroke.
Yeah.
If your damn face was like drooped like that,
Yeah.
like we would have definitely thought you may have
definitely would
possibly
have went into panic mode because that's like the signs. I would have went into panic mode. I probably gave myself a heart attack.
Just the stress of what the hell.
I wouldn't have been able to calm the fuck down with a saggy face.
Yeah.
Every time I look at you, you looking at me like, what the fuck is wrong with him?
And I know two people that have had Bell's palsy. One of them was a man I used to work with years ago, and his eventually over time, you know, went away. Somebody else, I feel like hers never 100% went away. Like if you didn't know her, you wouldn't know, but if you know her, you would look and think like, damn, what happened to her? Like I just feel like it's just something a tad bit different about her eyes ever since then. So I'm happy that it was.
I could imagine. I'm grateful for that too. I didn't know that those two were.
I didn't know, and that's why I looked it up. But because as we were talking about nerves, and it just made me think about that. But it is. My wows and woes for this week. My wow. I'm happy that you are recovering. I'm happy again that it was a mild case. I'm extremely grateful for that. I'm happy that I did not contract anything. I was doing my best to take care of you, but also being very cautious because it's gonna be hard for me to take care of you and then me get something and then I was just
especially something of that magnitude.
Yeah.
And again, I didn't puzzlate is what it's called. What's the word?
It didn't weep.
But what was the P word? Was it puzzlate? Am I saying it right?
I don't remember.
Okay. But it was some type of word like that where you get the bubble rash and all that just start. I wasn't there. I just had an irritating light rash.
And it looked like they may have weeped or leaked, but probably like in your sleep or something because like we never saw it, but you could kind of see like the residuals after the fact. But yeah, that's definitely my wow. My woe kind of, I had a moment of sadness this week. My official 90 days after my layoff that time period ended. So now, we're still in this season of my sabbatical. And I'm saying this as a whoa because it made me sad for a moment, but I'm just extremely grateful for you and your love and your support. And my sisters, I sent them a text on Monday. I was like, I am now officially unemployed. I was like, I will admit I'm in my feelings a little bit, but I trust God. And they always kind of do the same as you, like reaffirm, like, you'll be fine, like, enjoy your life as a stay-at-home wife right now while you have that opportunity. God got you, and I appreciate that. And they like, feel your feels, but get over it, like, you'll be good. So I just appreciate their love, and they also always appreciate your love and support. So that was just a momentary woe. It's like, damn, like, oh, but I'm grateful.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I hate that you drift like that, but
And I think it's like
day,
grief.
but when will you learn? That's what I be feeling like. When will you learn? When will you apply some shit to be like, I don't drift? See, because I know it starts out as I don't drift as much, which means you're applying something. But it's like, when do you get to the point where it's like, yeah, I can kind of, that's an onset. I know when it's coming. I know what it is. I can recognize it, and boom.
Well, I mean,
or is it just always I'm gonna feel my feels about
everything? I think with everything, like, you feel your feels and you just don't get stuck there. But I think for me, I mean, and this is something I don't want to say small, but I think when I try to suppress my sadness about stuff,
you're not good.
I'm not good, and then I lash out in other ways, and it's not fair to you. So I have to feel my feels and get something off my chest if I'm sad about it, and just get over that moment, because that sadness, I can't escape it. We talked about that whole Capricorn thing and emotions, and I can't escape it, and it's not healthy to do.
You're a sucker to your emotions. That's crazy.
I don't think it's healthy to do so. At least not for me. It's not that suppression. That's why, like, when women be on Snap and be like, she collected evidence for 8 years. Like, girl, you've been and died from stress and suppression of your emotions and feelings before you even told him that you knew.
It's like when you found the 64th thing, you are not mad about the first thing no more. If you've been hiding it or suppressing it all that time.
Yeah.
Or you not mad. You find them on the 8th chick. You ain't mad about the first chick no more. It's like that's crazy. I saw a topic on another podcast, so I can't take credit for this, but it made me think. Do you think, and this is kind of a blanket statement, but do you think that we're owed therapy by the government? That's a broad statement, but specifically for COVID, the 4 years that kids had to be home from school, virtual, the classes fucked them up in the heads. The babies that were born around that time, the people couldn't go to funerals, people died in the hospital, you couldn't go see your loved one, couldn't go to graduations, couldn't do this, kids were pushed through school, like all that head trauma. And I never really thought about it till I heard this, but do you think, like, I don't know what it would look like, but like the people of society, nothing was ever the same again. Everybody had to shift and live a new way of life, but nobody, or not nobody, but only very select people, or 1%, got therapy behind that stuff.
Really?
Yeah, a small percentage of people get therapy in our community.
Oh, well, you were saying because of COVID, like 1% of. Okay, that's a wow, 1%. If only 1% of people go to therapy, that's scary. That's extreme. Like, is that data, or you're just saying?
No, I'm saying, I think you're misunderstanding. I'm not saying 1% of the black community goes to therapy. I'm talking about based on COVID for those traumas.
And that's just the black community.
Yes. Yeah. I only read about the black community.
Only 1% of the black. I guess. So okay. I think this is a multi-layered question. Does the government owe us? Possibly, but how would they pay us? And then I will also be. I would also be leery about the government being involved in them feeling like they are administering or giving us something. Like, technically, if you have health insurance, you can get that. Well, if you don't
buy them, but they pay for it.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. It's like anything that's free, they're going to be monitoring, and you got to think, how much are they monitoring? How much do we want them to know? No, granted, your medical records, if they needed to access, if you go off on a mass shooting and you've been going to therapy, they're going to access your medical records anyway. But if it's something that's free, that's provided by the government, I'm just curious, how much control they're going to have over it.
Okay, so take their control out where it's like, hey, we think everybody, had a mental health crisis during that 4 years from 20 to 24 or from 19 to 23, whatever. And you get 20 sessions free, find your own doctor, and we'll pay for it. So it ain't really no control. We would find our own doctor, who our doctor would be, and they would just have to pay for 20 sessions.
Yeah, and again,
based on, the 4 years of fuckery that we all lived through.
I think that would be a great thing to do.
So it's not like you come down to the clinic and we got these doctors in here who giving you the bare minimum therapy.
But that's another thing I was going to say. How much is the government willing to pay? Are they paying people's rates, or are they saying this is how much we're going to be paying for those 20 sessions? Because you got some therapists that might charge $100 a session. You got some that might charge $200 a session. If the government comes and say we're going to pay $50 a session, now is it going to be like those people are going to accept that, or that's going to be credited and then you pay there's a lot of...
Or you get 10 sessions with that money. You can't get 20.
I'm just saying there's a lot of caveats with that. Are you getting the best service? Do you have the liberty of picking your own? Or will it be like some people, it's like, no, I don't accept the government subsidy.
If everything's on the up and up, do you think it's better than getting nothing?
I do.
So that's why
I said I think.
And this is one of them rare times where you're looking at the negative side.
Because
like
it's
that.
The government, and I'm just
saying.
leery about how much input I would want them having
about your records and shit,
and just their control and dictation of, and what are they them providing subsidy for you to get this service. What's the fine print? Like, they collect the medical records so then they can do some data with, like, I don't know.
Okay, I didn't think of that, because I'm about to say, how would they have their hand in if you can go find your own doctor? And if this is the bill, you send the bill to this, and they pay it for you, almost like a Section 8.
But now they know that. I would rather them, but then you can't really.
They can't disclose your medical records. That's doctor-patient privilege.
But again, the fine print. If there's some fine print, just like I can sign the paper that say
you're
eligible to get my. It could be okay. You're agreeing to this.
To release this.
That's my only hesitation, but it would be better than none. And I think some people may not even. Just like with so many other reasons that people should have therapy, getting people to buy in and think they need therapy is where I think the struggle would be. Because, like you said, 1%. I think people, not everybody may realize the impact that COVID had on all of our lives, whether it was in a small way or a big way. Like, for us,
all the respirator people, like all the people that drove to the hospital and died, and
COVID was an amazing time for us for so many different reasons. I don't want to just say COVID blanketly, but 2020 was an amazing year for us for so many different reasons. However, I know that is not the case for so many families. So there's some level of trauma that I don't even know, like, how, if people have, I don't want to say recover. I know somebody who lost their mother in a nursing home, and during 2020, and they couldn't visit, and they went through a bad depression.
Two guys I work with, they both lost their aunts.
So I mean, it's so multi-layered. People, the people committing suicide.
Yeah.
I remember somebody that I knew had posted like something on Facebook and said, like, she's not married, she doesn't have kids. She has her mom and family members and friends and stuff like that. But she had said something during that time, like, it had been X number of days since she had a hug. And it just made me think, like, damn, the things we take for granted. Like, even without having a partner, you figure, even if you see your friends, hey girl, you go see your mom, hey mom.
I let you know that that's it's required for human beings to socialization and touch people. Like, that's a requirement. But think about the people who never got a chance to say goodbye because you couldn't go to the hospital, you couldn't go to a funeral. So it's like your person was in the hospital for 3 weeks. They died. You never went to go see them. You can't go to the funeral, and they gone. And it's like that was your last goodbye. It was they just was sick.
I remember one time I got sick.
That shit's trauma, man.
My stomach issues before I had surgery. I got sick, and when we went to the ER, and they said you couldn't come in. I was like, I want to go. And you like, no, we here. You're not feeling good. And I remember sitting in the emergency room, waiting room. First of all, it was like, okay, people who have COVID sit over there. People who don't sit there. Like, there's no barrier. There's nothing. I sat all the way in the back in the corner. Like, God, keep me away from these people. Because at that time, we didn't know, like, the real gravity of what things could be. Like, that was scary. And then I also had to get a procedure done during that time, and you couldn't come with me. And like us being on FaceTime, me being put to sleep, it was like, nah, this ain't good. And then I remember having surgery. I had my gallbladder removed, and I remember telling you, like, I don't want to stay in the hospital. And 2:30 in the morning, you came to get me. And I remember the nurse saying, we can, put you in a room or something. I was like, no, my husband's coming. And she whispered, she said, good, I'm happy you're not staying here. It's too many people that's sick up there. And if you stay, you may get sick. Like, she was happy. 2:30 in the morning after surgery, woke up from recovery, come get me. Like, I did not want to be in the hospital.
I had no intention on leaving you there. That wasn't an option. It wasn't an option. It's bad enough that wouldn't let me come in and be near you, and it was like, I want to be respectful so you can get right, because you was in a bad place. But it was like, nah, like, I'm coming to get her. I'm so thankful we never took you in January to get on a respirator. Like, all of that shit, them little things, it's like you could have not been, because
I was so sick.
I still carry that trauma in some type of way, like not being able. I'm always there to go back behind the thing with her, hold her hand while she goes to sleep, and then all of a sudden you can't. Like, that shit, but she's so, like, sick, she got to get this done. So it's like, all right, like, you just got to deal with it. But you go home and cry like a motherfucker, because it's like, I don't even want to be here. I can't sleep. Like, this shit ain't cool. All I'm thinking about is her. I couldn't imagine kids that lost their parents who never could say bye. And your parent was like, had a cold, they went to the hospital, next thing you know, they dead, and you can't even go to the funeral, so you don't even see them. Like, that shit ain't cool. And them kids was, 10, 12. That's not cool.
I remember hearing a story about the number of cars that were abandoned in hospital parking lots because of people who had went and they ended up dying there. And a number
Cops
of
was
cars.
ticketing cars, and then the next time they come past with a ticket, they realize we did this yesterday. Like, these ain't the people just parking here. These are people who died, who drove themselves to the hospital and been in there a week or two and died. So, I mean,
does the government owe us therapy? I think, too, we also have to think about this. If the government says we owe this, that's almost like an admission of guilt that they did something. Because, again, they're not saying that they did anything. That would be like an admission of guilt to say that they did something, which would then open up a huge can of worms. Now y'all liable.
At this point, everybody knows Fauci's a fucking liar and all that shit was bogus. I think at this point, people kind of know.
I'm not even talking about Fauci. I'm talking about the fact that however this, I don't know if Fauci was a liar and bogus. I think he was trying to cover up what was done at a higher level. I don't think he did anything except for trying to cover up what was done.
What the government did.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now, again, if they say, oh, we owe this, that's like admitting that we owe. Like, you don't owe somebody something if you didn't do anything to them. But now if you say we owe this and we're gonna take accountability for providing this because of the effects that this had on you, then people are going to look at like, so you were the cause of this. Now that's going to be, you're liable financially. Forget
Do you think
therapy.
It was an experiment?
I think there's a lot of factors. I think they tried to blame it on China. I think it was. And
you said it like Trump, China.
Yeah, China. From China. I think I'm not really sure, and I'll be honest, I haven't given it too much thought, but I do feel like it was in some way to make money for the pharmaceutical companies. I believe the government does so much to help these pharmaceutical companies make money because they wanted to put on you remember Biden had put into effect that he was putting a cap on insulin and medications for seniors. So think about how much money that caused that caused the pharmaceutical companies to lose. So now we got to find a way to help them recoup this money. Let's ask them to create these vaccines. Like, so I think I think it was a lot of shady, nefarious, just maleficent things going on.
I think it was a trial run for experimentation on the human race and people. Like population control had something to do with it. I think to date, I think what's it 8 billion people in the world. That shot's been given 13 billion times.
Because you got those people who got boosters and all
shit
that
like
stuff.
that.
Yeah.
So I think it was like, let's see what happens and how we can control them when something happens. Will they do what we say? And if that many people took that shot, then it's like, okay, that number, 13 billion shots, that accounts for 70% of the population that went and got that shot. So it's like, okay, that they did what we wanted them to do.
You said 13
billion,
but you said it's 8 billion people. Because of given, people, yeah. But because of
getting
repeat
2
shots
and 3
and stuff
times
like that,
and 6 boosters and all.
You
that
know,
shit.
we sound like them tin hat people.
But I'm just saying, it just, and it's like, okay, they did what we told them to do. They wore masks. They got the shot. They stayed 6 feet apart. They will listen to us if some shit breaks out like this again. Also, with what you said. And also, people died. Hundreds of thousands of people died. So there's population control in that.
Yeah, horrible. I mean, again, there are some people that you think about medical professionals, emergency response people. Like, we watched the show The Pit, and even though it's a TV show where, you know, one of his mentors, who was also a doctor with him during COVID, died, and that messed him up. You know, so it definitely, there's a lot of people, a lot of different industries that were impacted. That, you know what is going to happen, just like with 9/11. 2030, they'll start making documentaries about it.
Yeah,
they'll start making documentaries.
A good discussion that a lot of people aren't talking about, but you talking about reparations. Like, everybody is owed reparations for what we went through those 4 years.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson movie. You interested in seeing it? I'm not. I grew up on Michael Jackson, heard the songs, have them in my playlist. I don't want to see a movie about Michael Jackson. Although the movie did well, big box office hit, smash or whatever, big numbers. But I had no interest in seeing the Michael Jackson movie. You?
Nah, and it's funny because I had no interest, and I thought about it like, I didn't. Of course, if you wanted to, I would have went with you to see it. But I was like, let me ask him, because it hadn't even been a discussion between us. I had heard people talking about it for a while. But it was like, and then I knew.
You know, it was a thing that people were going to get dressed and go to the theaters and stay in the theater, not leave when the movie out, and sing all the songs. Like, you see this shit on Instagram?
No, I didn't know that.
People were like taking.
I did see people
theaters,
being dressed, but I didn't.
Not leaving the theater when the movie over, so they can't start the next movie, and they just in there singing all the Michael Jackson songs, having a vibe.
No, I didn't see that.
People in there with gloves on, hats, fucking jackets.
I did see people dressed up. You know, I seen like big families, like it was an event, and I didn't realize. Like, I heard the rumblings about it for a while. I didn't know exactly when it was coming out until like a couple days before, when people were like, "Oh, it's this weekend." It was like, "Oh, okay." But I had no interest, and that's why I kind of asked you, like, "Oh, wait a minute, did you want to see it?" Because I didn't want you to just think I was ignoring it if you did. But like you said, we grew up on Michael Jackson. I was a Michael Jackson fan as a kid. As I got older, I wasn't as much of a fan. Like, you know, if his music come on and I feel like listening to it, but I'm not like, I'm never saying like, "Oh, let me turn on Michael Jackson." If Dirty Diana come on, I'm listening to it. Like, there's some The Way You Make Me Feel, I'm listening to it. Like, there's some
Billie Jean?
I'm not checking for it, but
shit, Billie Jean's the greatest song ever written.
That's your opinion.
Yeah.
So I mean, again, I'm not ever turning on Michael Jackson intentionally, but if it comes on, I'll vibe out a little bit. But yeah, I didn't have any interest in seeing it. Like you said, we kind of have heard the rumblings for years. We know Joe is abusive. We know about Bubbles. We know about the child allegations of things that he did to kids.
Like we know the music. We know how powerful and iconic he was. So
I was one of those people when he would have a video coming out like in front of the TV waiting, like that was a thing. Mm-hmm. Like that interrupted TV because you knew Michael Jackson was dropping a video. Like
8:30.
Yeah. So I was all for it then, but I didn't have any interest in seeing the movie.
Me neither.
And it's for now Angela Bassett did an amazing job as Tina Turner. But I was so much younger. As I've gotten older, it's weird for me to watch a movie about somebody that I saw. Denzel Washington did a great job of Malcolm X. But I think if I was in the era
of Malcolm X,
it may have been harder to digest. So it's just like somebody coming out now and doing a movie, I'll just say 10 years from now, 20 years from now, doing a movie about Beyonce. It's like, I lived it, so I don't want to see somebody else act it. So that's kind of how it was for me with Michael Jackson. It was like, I don't really... The Temptations movie, we've watched that movie so many times. We weren't around to see the real Temptations, even though I did know one of the replacements growing up, Mr. Harry. But, didn't want to... Again, we could watch that because we didn't grow up seeing them, so it was different. So, yeah, I had no interest.
Shouts out to Mike.
Shouts out to Antoine Fuqua, who how you say his name. Mm-hmm. And
he's always done dope stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. Did he do Antoine Fisher?
I don't know.
No, maybe I'm just saying it because that's the same name.
Yeah,
but either way, shout out to him. That he was successful in this endeavor. I heard there's going to be a part 2.
Yeah, because of the numbers were so big, so they greenlit a part 2, which they might cover. The back half of his life.
Okay.
But I think they should have done a series where 8 episodes or something like that. I would have watched that.
Like a Netflix.
Yeah, something on Netflix, Hulu, whatever the fuck you want to do. But 8 episodes, a tight series, and you cover all that shit. I would have watched that, but I don't want to see a Michael Jackson movie.
Yeah.
And they have musicals anyway, and I don't do musicals at all. Like, screw that. Humble Zay. Everybody in Philly who's from Philly know who Humble Zay is. Now, I'm going to be transparent and honest.
Okay. I was going to say, I didn't know about him before this current thing, but okay.
Well, I'm speaking, everybody knows about him now because of his current situation. This is the guy that is walking from Philadelphia to California in the name of the Word of God, just to get the Word of God across.
It is to raise money to build a school or something like that. But in his effort in doing so, he's also using it as an opportunity to spread the Word of God.
Okay, glad we got clarification on that. But he's walking from Philadelphia to California across, so that's like 3,900 miles or something like that. I think he made it to Ohio.
Indiana was the last
Indiana, okay, yeah, I do remember Indiana. But I'm going to be transparent and say when I first heard about this, I thought it was like the dumbest shit ever. Like, why would you do that? You can get hit by a car, all types of bad shit can happen. You walking across these states, these sundown towns, like you can't just trek. It's a reason why white people do this shit and black people don't, because things happen. You stand in these motels that's in these little towns that, it's just not a good deal. But after seeing his journey and what he's going through and how passionate he is about it, I'm down with him all the way. I hope he makes it to California. I support his page. I like his posts. But he was hit by a fucking car the other day.
Yeah.
Like bad. Like hit by a blue car, like knocked the shit out of him, sliced his pants open, fucked his leg up, had him in a neck brace in the hospital. But what's your thoughts on?
So the blue car was following him. It's kind of like not like a safety car, but either, I guess, like trying to
support.
Yeah.
Take it out and walk.
Well, they were in a car. I don't know, like a entourage kind of thing. I don't know, but they were following him, like whatever. The lady, I think, who was driving just said, for whatever distance. I don't know the reason why. I don't know who she was, but I guess they linked up in Ohio, and she decided to like kind of follow him as support. Somebody ran into the back of her, which made her hit him, and because you could hear her get when she got out, like, you didn't see me, so.
Yeah, but you're driving on the fucking shoulder, like. Cars
but I'm
don't
sure
usually
she probably had like her hazards. I feel like somebody wasn't paying it, because as fast as the car ran into her and made her hit him, that person had to just completely not be paying attention, distracted, on their phone. Like you said, probably not you expecting to see anybody on the shoulder, but they are, and you weren't paying attention. We say God works in mysterious ways, but one of the things that came out of this first of all, luckily he is okay. I think, he was in the hospital. They had the neck brace on as like a precaution, but he said he was okay. CNN picked up the story, and I don't know if it was on TV or just like on their page, but they posted about it. They posted, the link to donate, and I think that's going to bring, a wider audience to his efforts. Now, we talked about this a little, and I think, yes, there's always good and bad. Now, those who mean him harm or don't mean him good,
I hope they don't prosper.
They're still going to be out there, so yes, you're letting the people who may wish him well and want to support, but also letting the other side as well. But I just feel like when you have faith in God, and you just will continue, and you expect that. So it's, and like they say, bigger the level, bigger the devil. But I think with the support that he'll be getting, and who knows, I know he got, it wasn't directly from Hoka, but it was from like this walking club in Philadelphia who has a partnership with Hoka, and they gave him like 3 brand new pairs of sneakers, to help in his walk, because he wasn't completely prepared in the beginning. A couple people, people were in his comments giving him tips on, when you're doing these long distance runs, how to protect how to protect your feet in bad weather. He wasn't expecting some of the terrain that he encountered when going through like I think that's like the Appalachian Mountains in Pennsylvania. So, he's encountered some trials, but God is an awesome God. And I think, he'll continue to encounter trials, but I think that's where the test of your faith come in, and you keep pushing.
But there's some things that it's hard to say faith like can't stop, because it's like, what if you out there and you crossing a trek in a country and you see a coyote, you see a wolf, you see a bear, like you get bit by a snake. Like, these are some things that can alter. That's why I always want to think about what else could happen other than you making it there, like what you have to go through. Like, I don't want you to get bit by some poisonous snake. I don't want no fucking animal to run up on you at night or in the evening time or in the morning time, like get hit by a car, like that kind of shit. So just be careful out there, bro. Just
and I think that's part of the reason too why he is walking like on the highway. Somebody I saw,
and you by yourself. I know it's pretty hard to get somebody to do it with you.
Well, I think he wanted to do it by himself, but people are meeting him at different, But one of the things, somebody had posted something on Threads and was saying, that this was attention seeking because there is an actual trail that he could be taking instead of like the highway. And I don't know who the person is, but I said, I think his point is to do it because it's not just about the walk or just about the destination. It's about the journey, and because he's made stops. I saw I think it was like a little kid's softball camp or something. He was somewhere else where kids looked like they were playing soccer, where he's like talking to them, ministering to them, giving them the word.
Well, why can't you do that if you walk on a trail?
Where you may not encounter people.
You can come off the trail to speak the word and do all that stuff that you want to do. I'm talking about, just think about your safety first. Like you said, not being prepared.
But I was going to say him not being on the trail. Yes, you're dealing with cars on the highway, but you may be less likely to deal with wildlife. But I hope he is prepared with like some bear mace and stuff like that.
Bear mace, a knife.
Yeah.
You can't carry a gun across state lines, but
No,
a knife,
but a knife,
some bear mace,
yeah.
like, yeah.
I mean, he may be prepared with
Fucking
that.
brass knuckles, fucking dude might run up on you. Like, you want to be prepared all the way around. You talking about walking 13 states?
I mean, I get it. And like, even you mentioned motels or hotels, wherever he's staying at night. I think he has enough people, because again, I don't know anything about like Twitch, and like this is a constant live stream that he's on multiple platforms. So I'm sure people are telling him like, bro, you walking through such and such town, get to the next town, like don't stay in no motel. You know what I mean? People who are in those areas, because people are popping up on him in the most random places, giving him waters and stuff like that.
I seen 2 black ladies, they called him and said, we'll walk 5 miles with you. And he was like, cool. And they walked with him. But again, they broke off. You're still doing a journey by yourself. And you're going to be walking early mornings by yourself. You're going to be walking in the evening by yourself. I'm sure he ain't walking through the night, is he?
No, I think
he's resting and shit like that. Okay, so you can have some energy to walk again the next day. But
I think his goal is like 30 something miles a day, which is a lot of day. Like a marathon is 26.5 miles.
Yeah.
So walking 30 anything miles a day. So I mean, I think that's kind of his goal for. I think I could be wrong, but I've seen
like walking to my job and back.
Yeah. Or he, I mean, that was one day I seen like he walked like 39 or something like that. Yeah. So I don't know if that's a specific number, or if he looks at the map and say, okay, I'm here. This is my goal, this destination for the day. I don't know how he's measuring it. He did say it's going to take about 6 months, but you know what I thought about? Like going into like the summertime, depending on where he is, how hot it might be.
Yeah. Like, and that's again, are you prepared for that kind of stuff? Did you like, okay, I know you can got access to your debit card. You can buy some things, like go to Walmart, maybe get yourself some socks and shit like that, water. But I mean, that's a hell of a trek from here to California.
I think he'll be successful. I pray for his safety.
Why not say Florida? You'd have been halfway there by now. Oh, shit.
Yeah, but I guess you figure from Pennsylvania to California is across the country where so from Pennsylvania to Florida, you kind of cheating because you're not starting from Maine.
What you gonna do when you get to Montana? Walk across the
open plains. Maybe he going a little further south. I don't know.
The Dakotas.
He don't have to be up that far north.
Okay, so then he's definitely gonna be in Montana.
I don't know. We gotta see how
all that open goddamn land, mountain and shit, man.
Yeah, I don't know what his.
And I know he on the highways, but shit, that's like. Them highways up there ain't the highways like 95. They get smaller because those roads are less traveled.
But you know, he could be on I-80.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, that's an interstate like 95. It just go west.
That's true.
East and west instead of north and south. You know, he could be on I-80. He could be on I-7. What is it? All the zeros run east to west. The fives run north to south. I-70. You know, I mean, who knows? But I just pray for his safety. I pray that he encounters people that support him and wish him well. You know, so I hope he's successful in his journey.
I do too. Like I said, I thought it was a bit crazy.
Me too at first.
And like, I don't think you should be doing this. Like, yeah, this is crazy. This is some internet attention stuff. But you know, you throw a little God in there, and you passionate with it. I'm on your side. I can't knock that.
And who knows what he's motivating other people to do for good.
My worry is just your safety, bro. Yeah. That's all. And you getting hit by, this is the second time you get hit by a car. Yeah. And called a nigga. Again, I don't want no animal or no crazy person to run up on you trying to do something on your live stream and hurt you, man. So just be careful out there, and shouts out to Humble Zay. 3 grams. Ashley Janae update. Her body came back from Zanzibar with no engagement ring.
Oh, wow.
Does that make you think anything other? That's all I had. But it should make you think anything other. Like, she was engaged. You did give it a ring. Why does the body come back without it? And without any of her personal belongings?
Well, no. Okay, so you think something happens to your family member, you're going to collect all of their belongings when their body like goes to, or even if they're taken to the coroner or whatever is the process, they're gonna have the family collect her items, which would be the gentleman. So I'm not that to me is kind of sounds normal. I wouldn't expect
But when
them
they
to leave
ship her body back to her family back home, why wouldn't you make sure you're collecting those items to get back to her family?
So that's a different question. Like, why? I mean, then
if they're coming back with her body, and you got to think that through. They're gonna get her body. She's not gonna have none of her personal belongings. This ring ain't gonna be on her finger. This is gonna look away. I was the one who collected the belongings,
I wouldn't think this is gonna look away of her not having a ring on her finger. I think I would be more surprised if they left any jewelry on a dead body.
No, not on her. It just didn't come with her belongings. I'm not saying it should be on her. I'm just because I know it was a process. The body was taken from wherever they found her hanging at.
So he didn't give any of her belongings to her family.
None of her personal belongings came with her family. Just her body.
Yeah, I mean the ring. And to be honest, who should he be giving the ring to? Her mom?
Well, it was hers. So I'm just saying, I don't.
But she's gone now. So I mean, people may not want to hear this. Like, would he bury her with the ring? Like, that could have been like a, $150,000 ring. Maybe, who knows? Maybe he may sell it. Maybe he may put it in a case and put it, on a shelf somewhere in her honor, in her memory. I don't know what he should do with the ring, or maybe he might put it on her hand to be her for her to be buried with it. But I don't think that's smart either. Like, I mean, yeah, she was engaged. Unfortunately, she passed away. I don't know what the expectation is for him to do with the ring.
Okay, I don't know what the expectation is either. I don't have the answer to this. I'm just talking about the optics of it. If you're the one there, I give you that, and you're the closest one there. You're her family, her fiance. You collect her belongings. But when her body gets shipped back to her mom, dad, her parents, her brothers and sisters, and none of her personal belongings come with it, that looks away.
Well, the body is being shipped from the country. So maybe when he comes, he'll deliver the stuff or whatever. Or maybe they don't want to talk to her right now and they not worried about clothes and pocketbooks or whatever else she had. So that's
the parent you would be thinking, what did she have on when she was dead? Where are those clothes at? Like, that's what I'm saying. Where's her clothes that she was like?
But that's what I'm saying. Like they're not gonna leave those clothes on a dead body. Like, so they probably took them off.
Keep saying on a dead body. Where
he probably has everything. If there's beef or tension between the parents and the fiance, he probably doesn't have the opportunity to say, hey, here's a box of all of her suitcase and everything that was in her suitcase, everything that she had on from the vacation. And they may not even be thinking about that either. Like, where's her clothes and her pocketbooks and her shoes? Their daughter is dead.
No, I get all that. I'm just saying they would want her personal belongings because that's her parents. That's what I'm saying. Her body comes back and it's just, okay, it's processed and you can have the funeral and all that. But she, not like we want her clothes to do something with them. Like, we want her clothes because they're her clothes. She's dead. Like, why does she come back with nothing? It's not about the pocketbooks and all that shit. It's just like, if you got the clothes,
probably has it.
Or if they took the clothes off of her and gave the clothes to him, why do you want those clothes if you took back the ring too?
He may not want them, but there also may not be an opportunity to give. If y'all think I killed your daughter, so it's not like there's an amicable situation here for them to be like, hey, you're gonna be home tomorrow at 2. I'm gonna come by and bring her things. No, but you could have said,
I don't need those things. You can just ship them back with her body whenever y'all do what y'all do to her family.
But let's say he loved her too. I mean, again, let's say he didn't do anything nefarious, right? And he loved her too, which I believe that he did based on the initial. And I haven't seen any updates, so I'm curious as to where they are with everything. But let's say, and he might feel like that looks the way too. Like, damn, he just got rid of all her stuff. Her body came and he just sent all her stuff to us. Like, I think in this situation, it's probably he damned if he do, damned if he don't. Like, I think, again, and it's probably y'all looking at me like a murderer. So right now, I don't even know, like, how to approach, or we don't know what conversations are happening behind the scenes. We don't know if he has a lawyer that's saying stay away from the family right now, or who knows, but it doesn't come as a surprise to me. It does make me wonder, like, what would you do with the ring? You know, but to bury her ain't smart with it.
No, but I'm just saying it is that how it works? If I ask you to marry me, you die that night, I take the ring back the next day? Like you ain't got no use for it.
I mean, you don't have any use for it.
You don't have no use for none of the gifts I may have bought you. I might as well go back to the room, you go in your pocketbook, get the watch I got you, the necklace I got you. You ain't got no use for none of this shit.
Or he might take it home, leave it in a box, and grieve for years. Who knows?
Could be.
Or he may give it to the next lady.
White House dinner shooting, real or fake?
Fake.
You was upset about the SWAT man who straddled the table.
Yo,
There was a man there who sat there and kept eating. There was people on their phones taking selfies under the table, recording shit. I don't know. I've been in 5 or 6 shootouts. Never, always been terrified and scared, and never had the foresight to think I should be doing something else other than being terrified and scared.
And I don't care if you've never been in a shootout. If you're in a room, and I can't imagine that nobody, like, they had to tell y'all it was happening. Nobody heard that and was like, "Oh, what's going on?"
They showed a video of some people standing around and some shots went off, pow, pow, and they kind of jumped and was like, "What's that?" But then they showed some other videos of pow, pow, and people were like,
just completely
yeah,
oblivious.
like, what the fuck is, like, well, you heard that noise? It's like, that was gunfire.
Yeah, I mean, for one thing, I think this is all a ploy. And you know what I don't understand? Because I think all of these were a ploy. I think what happened when he was on the campaign trail, and we never heard about that boy's family or nobody. You mean to tell me Diane?
His name something Allen.
Elijah or Elias? I don't know. You mean to tell me Diane Sawyer ain't interviewed this family yet? We ain't never heard a peep from nobody in that boy's family. And then you had the other guy on the golf course. And now this. What I don't understand is how they keep getting these people to sign up to be the fall guy for these things.
You think that's a fall guy?
I mean,
so you think it's fake? You think it's staged?
Yeah, I do think it's staged. I think there were people. There was a suit being filed against him building this ballroom, and in the White House. So it was holding up the construction.
That's why.
As soon as this was over, well, he knocked it down to build the ballroom.
That's what I'm saying.
And then that's when people like, you know, went to the Supreme Court, whatever. Was like, no, you were not supposed to allow him to do this, which y'all should have did that before it was going, because now they got to do something. It's a hole there. And then, so all construction has been held up. Now, this happened, and he immediately gets on a press conference to say, "Oh, well, this is why we need a ballroom." And I've been seeing this post circulate when it's crazy. It's like kids in schools, mass shootings. Nobody thinks to do anything about gun rights, but this attempt on his life, now all of a sudden, for this one man, we need this massive ballroom. But what steps are y'all taking to protect the millions of children that are in school that are in danger? Nobody's, up in arms about that. But now, because him and what they said was, if the people don't drop their lawsuit or whatever they have impeding the construction, then they're gonna go ahead and like dismiss the case to allow him to continue
to build the ballroom.
Yeah.
So that's what this
what
is
kind
all
of crap
over,
is that?
Ballroom.
Crazy.
Yeah, nobody was hurt.
This
nobody
government.
a Secret Service agent was shot in the chest.
Was hurt. Yeah.
But he had a vest on.
Yeah. The man that straddled. Now I don't know how you get into a gunfight. Now, okay, babe, you're 6'4", 6'3" and a quarter, right? Or 6'3" and a half.
6'3" and 3/4.
Okay, 3/4. I'm gonna give you that extra quarter. Something happened and you got to get in a position to fight, right? You don't know which way, but I know you're going to make a decision. I'm going to be on this side of the table, or I'm going to be on that side of the table. I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here. What I'm not going to do is put one leg here and one leg here. What you about to do?
He straddled the table like.
What are you about to do?
Not get shot.
Sit. You end up having to sit on the table, swing your legs around. What are you about to do? Who straddles a table in the midst of a gunfight. That was just the most randomest.
Flip the table over, use it for protection. Just get on one side, like she said, or get on the other side, but you don't, or get under it, but you don't fucking straddle
a table.
Everything is open. You just
a dinner table. Like what? That was just the most.
And he had to have a wide stance.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. You're tall. That it either had to be a thinner table, or he had a very wide stance. But who fights like that? Like, I mean, his legs were literally over the table, so you have no, like, wiggle room. Again, now the amount of effort it's going to take to climb back to one side or the other. It was just, we have watched enough gunfights in movies, military. That is just something I've never seen anybody do. Straddle a table.
That was funny when you pointed it out.
It was like, who does that in the midst of, like, I'm getting ready to, like, protect people?
All right, so it was all bullshit.
I think so.
This is the third attempt on his life since he's been in office. What, a year and a half? So yeah, I don't want people to be killed. I don't want people to be assassinated. But I kind of knew that if anybody's going to make attempts at getting assassinated, it was going to be him, because of all the shit he does, all the enemies he makes, all the bad things he say about people. It's like in my lifetime, I never seen no shit like that a president does. So, and assassination attempts. This probably might be a fourth. Last man, you brought this to my attention. These kids in Philadelphia high schools. What was the high school they went to?
So there was a video circulating Prep Charter High School in Philadelphia of kids being presented with a index card that had a simple sentence on it. And they were asked to read it, right? And when you think about reading, it isn't just knowing the words, but it's the comprehension. So the first, it was one card, and then there was a second. The first card, the kids couldn't even read it. They didn't know the word, and these are high school students. I don't know exactly what age, so 9th through 12th. They didn't know the word silhouette. They didn't know the word gauche. There was another word there, but they didn't know the word silhouette. Like, none of them knew how to read the word silhouette.
Accommodate?
Well, that was on the second card.
Mm-hmm.
Then there was another card, colonel and accommodate were on the card. Most of them said colonel. The one person who could fully read the sentence, they didn't know how to
comprehend it and put it into
in their own words. Like, it was like, when you ask somebody, okay, what does this mean? He just regurgitated what he read. Almost, and then he broke it down like, okay, like this is the verb and this is the net, like, okay, there's a schedule to be accommodated and the colonel asked them to do so. And it was like, okay, but what does that mean? And I think they didn't know what accommodate meant. Like, because people know, well, those who know what a colonel is know what a colonel is, and they know what a schedule is. I think accommodate is where they got caught up. But if you are a parent, but let's say your daughter was 15 in high school and you seen this circulating and she was one of these kids who could not read or comprehend, what's your next action?
Beat her.
Really?
Yeah, beat her. It's like, no, I would beat her. You need some tutoring. You need some things taken away from you. You need to prioritize. I failed as a parent not knowing that you're 15 and can't read. We got a long way to go, because it's not real easy to start learning reading at 15 when you could have been soaking that shit in at 4 and 5, and when you supposed to be getting it in. Now you don't know words like silhouette and accommodate, and you in high school? Like, that's insane. And you can't even...
Extraordinary was the word,
yeah, like
other
you
word.
Said, comprehend. Like, what are they asking if the colonel asks the colonel asked the choir to accommodate for his time or whatever. His schedule. And they were like, what do that mean? And they were like, I don't fucking know what it means. And it's like, what's so hard about saying, like, the colonel has a schedule, he asking the choir to change whatever time they sing to accommodate to fit his schedule. Like, they couldn't get that. They couldn't grasp that. And it was like, holy shit, that's crazy. I would want some tutors for my kid, son or daughter. I'm going to take some things away from you and make you prioritize reading. Like, we have to get you right.
On a larger scale, I hope this is brought to the attention of this school administration. This is embarrassing for them. I mean,
when they get them test scores back, they know.
Well, I mean, they know, but know. Like, this is
13% of the school
embarrassing to see. Like, all right, what's happening? What is happening with these children where they don't know how to read?
They'll blame it on the teachers. And again, it's the kids with that sassy ass attitude, calling everybody bro, not wanting to put the effort in, just saying, "Oh, I can't do it. I don't know," and that's just the end of it. Like, no, read the shit and like work on it. Like, work on it. You got to be forced to do it. Have some discipline other than just blowing it off. Like, it's a lot of things you can get through life with, this life, and get older and be okay with. Reading is not one of them. You're going to have a stunted area in your life if you can't read. That's just the facts. I don't give a fuck how far you think you can go and who you point out that this person's a billionaire, millionaire, and can't read. I don't care. That's an anomaly. That's the exception to the rule. Right. Most people will have a fucking problem if you can't read in this society. That's just fact.
You know what else is highlighted for me? The kids are so oblivious when it comes to how they are represented on the internet, because there is no way.
You look dumb as shit.
Yeah, there is no way.
You look dumb. You look embarrassed, and you kind of like, not, I don't want to say you stupid, but you look and feel stupid. You can see it on you because you laughing. Know you can't do something that you should do. And the girl like laughing, and she like, I can't even read. Like, that shit ain't nothing to say. Like, and I'm sure that hurts to say that. Yeah. You can't read.
And they gotta be seeing these videos circulating. Like, I'm assuming the guy that makes these videos is a student, just by their conversation. But it's like, yeah, the lack of, like, I would see posts where people would tell something about their life and people would comment and say, bring shame back. Yeah. These kids need to be shamed into improving. And you know what's crazy? If they can't read, I can't imagine what their math skills are.
Yeah, and also, again, not knowing their ages, but just knowing that it's 9 through 12. Hopefully none of them have kids, but if these girls may have a kid or two, it's like...
Or these boys.
Or boys, but I'm just... Yeah, you're right. I didn't mean it like the boys can't do nothing, but if they both have a kid or two, damn, like, your pops, your moms can't read, you probably can cuss somebody out. You probably having sex. You probably can do all this shit, but deep down inside, you know you can't read. Like, that's a fundamental problem. Yeah. That's a fundamental problem. Like, you got to think, okay, maybe I can't count that well. Maybe I can't comprehend that well. Maybe I learn different. But fuck, I got to be able to read a sign, a goddamn piece of paper somebody put in front of me. Like, read.
Our schools are failing these
kids. People will look at you so bad if you can't read. People don't look at you that bad if you can't count that well. Everybody ain't good at math. Everybody ain't good at comprehending shit well. But reading, people will put you right in the box. Like, you're illiterate. You can't read.
Yeah.
And it's hard to start reading at 15 when you don't know words like extraordinary. Yeah. That's bad. Accommodate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what level do we start you on? Like 6-letter words? Like 50? Is that good for you?
I'm not sure. It gotta get better. It gotta get better.
That's a wrap. Act 2 the podcast 274 coming to a close. Y'all know the vibe. We always happy to be here. We happy when y'all listen and watch. By now, if y'all fuck with us, y'all fuck with us. If you don't, you should. Peace.